On the night of December 2nd to 3rd, 1984, a catastrophic event unfolded in the city of Bhopal, India, forever etching its name in the annals of industrial history. More than 40 tons of a highly toxic gas, methyl isocyanate (MEC), leaked from a pesticide plant operated by Union Carbide India Limited, a subsidiary of the American firm Union Carbide Corporation. This incident, now universally known as the Bhopal Gas Tragedy, immediately killed at least 800 people and resulted in significant morbidity and premature death for many thousands more, marking it as the worst industrial pollution disaster the world has ever witnessed. The sheer scale of the immediate devastation was staggering, as a dense, deadly cloud of gas silently enveloped the sleeping city, turning homes into tombs and streets into graveyards. For those who survived the initial exposure, the consequences were often a lifetime of suffering, with chronic respiratory ailments, blindness, neurological damage, and a host of other debilitating health issues becoming a grim reality. The immediate aftermath of the leak was a scene of chaos and horror. Hospitals were overwhelmed, with a flood of patients gasping for air, their eyes burning and their bodies racked with pain. The medical community was largely unprepared and uninformed about how to treat exposure to MEC, leading to widespread confusion and ineffective treatments that compounded the suffering. In the days and weeks that followed, the official death toll continued to climb, but these figures only represented a fraction of the true human cost. Thousands more would succumb to the long-term effects of the gas in the ensuing years, a slow and painful demise that went largely unrecorded in the initial casualty reports. The tragedy did not just claim lives. It shattered families, destroyed livelihoods, and left a deep, indelible scar on the collective psyche of the community. The gas also had a devastating impact on the local environment, contaminating the soil and water sources for decades to come, creating a toxic legacy that continues to affect new generations. The legal and corporate response to the disaster was as controversial as the event itself. Union Carbide Corporation immediately attempted to distance itself from legal responsibility, engaging in a protracted battle to minimize its liability. The company argued that the leak was a result of sabotage by a disgruntled employee, a claim that was widely disputed and viewed by many as an attempt to deflect blame from its own documented safety failures. Investigations later revealed a litany of systemic issues at the Bhopal plant, including the deactivation of critical safety systems, inadequate staff training, and a corporate culture that prioritized cost-cutting over operational safety. Eventually, after years of legal wrangling, Union Carbide reached a settlement with the Indian government in 1989, mediated by the country's Supreme Court. The company accepted moral responsibility and agreed to pay $470 million in compensation. However, this amount was widely condemned as grossly inadequate, based on a significant underestimation of the long-term health consequences of the exposure and the actual number of people affected. The final compensation for most victims amounted to a tragically small sum, barely enough to cover a fraction of their medical expenses, let alone compensate for a lifetime of lost health and income. The Bhopal gas tragedy served as a brutal wake-up call to the world, highlighting the urgent need for enforceable international standards for environmental safety and industrial operations, particularly when multinational corporations operate in developing nations. The disaster starkly revealed the dangers of poorly regulated industrialization and the catastrophic potential of placing profit motives above human safety. It spurred a global conversation about corporate accountability, the rights of communities affected by industrial activities, and the responsibilities of governments to protect their citizens. In the years following the tragedy, there was a significant push for preventative strategies to avoid similar accidents, leading to the development of more stringent industrial disaster preparedness protocols and right-to-know legislation in many countries, which mandates that companies disclose the hazardous materials they use. The disaster became a case study taught in business ethics, environmental law, and public health courses worldwide, a permanent reminder of the devastating consequences of corporate negligence. Since the disaster, India has experienced a period of rapid and extensive industrialization. While the memory of Bhopal prompted some positive changes in government policy and the behavior of a few responsible industries, major threats to the environment from this rapid and often poorly regulated industrial growth persist. The lessons from 1984 have not always been heeded, and widespread environmental degradation with significant adverse human health consequences continues to be a major problem throughout India. The challenge remains to balance the imperative of economic development with the non-negotiable need for environmental protection and public safety. The shadow of the Bhopal gas tragedy looms large, a constant and somber reminder of the high price of industrial progress when it is pursued without a conscience. For the survivors and their families, the fight for justice, adequate medical care, and the cleanup of their contaminated environment continues to this day, a testament to their resilience in the face of unimaginable loss. December 2024 will mark the 40th anniversary of this massive toxic gas leak from Union Carbide Corporation's chemical plant in Bhopal, a somber milestone that underscores the long-lasting impact of the tragedy. This review serves not only as a remembrance of the thousands who perished and the hundreds of thousands who continue to suffer, but also as a critical examination of the systemic failures that led to the disaster. It is a call to action to ensure that such a catastrophe is never repeated, demanding stronger regulations, stricter enforcement, and a renewed commitment to corporate accountability and environmental justice. The legacy of Bhopal is a complex tapestry of pain, injustice, and resilience, but its most important lesson is a simple one. The lives and well-being of people must always be prioritized over profit. The world owes it to the victims of Bhopal to remember their story and to work tirelessly to build a future where industrial activity does not come at the cost of human life and environmental health. The struggle of the Bhopal survivors for recognition and remediation is a fight for all of humanity, a powerful demand that industries and governments be held accountable for the health of the planet and its people.